Good morning, everyone. This is ladykashmir, and I'm going to walk you through making a homemade French bread. One of my favorites. Ingredients you need: golden flour, sugar, salt. One of the most important ingredients is rapid rise by fresh grains. Now this is a homemade bread. We're not going to do this with a machine. It's going to be from scratch. Fine. Fresh butter. A large cup of very warm water. Not hot, but warm. We're going to pour that in for a large cooking bowl. The contents of 2 packs of ladykashmir rapid rise yeast. We're going to gently whisk through. We're activating the yeast. Get that nice, get all the lumps out. Now we're going to let that sit with a lid for about 7 minutes. That's going to activate the yeast. Next, about a large tablespoon of butter. 2 cups of flour. Folding this together. Now I'm going to show you a little trick so you know how your bread is not going to be too dry. You want a lovely, moist dough. It's going to be a little sticky, but once that dough is going to rise, you're going to see that you're going to get a lovely, moist, tear apart Italian bread. Get some flour on your hand. Just start folding it. It's feeling just a little sticky. Get a little more flour. When that seems to clear away from the bowl, you're going to go ahead and put that on the counter. This is the fun thing. You're going to start kneading that bread. Putting a little flour as you go. Now, see how it's getting those nice flaky folds already. You're going to let that sit for a few minutes. Cover that with a damp cloth. And we'll be right back. Okay, this dough has been resting for a good 5 to 7 minutes. And I'm going to just start kneading that dough. I'm going to add a tablespoon of sugar, a tablespoon of salt. You're going to start kneading that in. Applying flour to your hands as you knead it. Really want to apply some force to this. Cleaning out all those lumps. Now instead of flour, go ahead and put some butter on your hands. You want that dough to be nice and moist. Now this is the consistency that you're going to want. It seems sticky, seems a little gooey, but this is going to give you an amazing, delicious, fresh terracotta Italian bread. Go ahead and knead that a little bit more. All right. Now, in your pan that has been applied a liberal amount of butter, you're going to let that sit in there. You're going to cover that with a nice damp towel, put it in a very warm place. On top of the stove is a good spot, not too hot. You're going to let that rise for about 45 minutes. You're going to have a big, beautiful piece of bread. Excellent. Now this dough has been rising for about 40 minutes on top of the stove. And you want to see this. That spring. Okay, now, and this is optional if you're a vegetarian. 2 egg whites. The egg whites can be omitted. I prefer the egg whites. It gives it a much flakier consistency. Go ahead and pour those egg whites right in there. Just start folding. It's going to look a little gooey and soupy at first. Don't let that intimidate you. This is what you want to see. Excellent. Now, go ahead and get a little more flour. Keep working that. Just keep applying flour until it seems to be the same consistency as it was earlier. Not too dry, not too sticky. Excellent. Now again, fold that onto the counter. Scooping up the edges. It should be very light, kind of a fluffy feel. I'm going to let that sit for another 7 minutes and rest. The damp washcloth. We're almost done. Now with a spatula, start applying a little flour and folding. You're going to see this dough is taking a flaky shape to it. This is going to rise and give you the most amazing terracotta Italian bread. You feel it's dry enough that you can touch it again. It should still be a little sticky. This is what you want to see. Flaky folds that I'm happy. You're going to section that off. Three sections, equal parts. I'm going to let these sections sit for 1 moment. Take your pan, you're going to bake in, apply a liberal amount of butter, lay that bread right on that pan. Stretch out your sections. Press the point on top of the center piece, the other point on top of it. Lift gently, crisscross, over, under. You're pretty much just making a braid. Over, under. And tuck that end in. And you have a beautiful French braid right there, ready to rise. Apply a little bit of butter. Let that rise again on top of the stove, and then we're going to bake it. Now, this bread has been rising, as you can see, with a beautiful fluffy bread ready to go into the oven. We're going to bake this at your preheated oven of 350 degrees. It's going to be delicious. Now, I've just taken this out of the oven, very, very hot. It's only been cooking for about 15 minutes. This kind of bread cooks up pretty quick. Beautiful golden brown consistency. We're going to let that sit, let it cool down, and then we're going to slice it. Okay. This bread has been cooling. It's absolutely mouth-watering, delicious, homemade cold-hard Italian bread. You can have this bread with jam. You can have it with cheese. It's absolutely wonderful bread. You can have a Caesar salad. This is absolutely wonderful. Flaky, delicious. I'm happy. Good luck. I wish you luck on making a homemade pull-apart Italian bread. Simple, easy. Enjoy.